guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how I made a recipe that was in my most recent What I Eat in a Day video. This is going to be ideal protein friendly pizza. Fun thing about pizza is that you can really make it whatever way you want. The main part, I guess, is just the crust and then like kind of how you do things afterwards. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you watched my ideal protein friendly chili and garlic bread recipe video that I did a couple weeks ago, the recipe for this crust is essentially the same. I do add in a little bit of zucchini just to get some extra veggies in there for a little bit of moisture. That's really the only difference, but I will show you guys how I make my pizza. Pizza. Okay, I'm ready. So I just have some ground turkey browning in the pan here. This is about 2 ounces. I'm gonna use some turkey pepperoni. Ooh, I'm gonna use some turkey pepperoni on this as well, but I had to get some more protein in there and use up the rest of this turkey. So 2 ounces of that cooking up in here. Just, you know, want to have that all cooked before it gets on top of the pizza, you know? I have also chopped up the veggies I want on top of my pizza. So I'm doing green peppers, mushrooms, and purple onion, red onion. Purple onion? Red onion. Red onion. So that's what I'm doing on top of my pizza. I've chopped all that up. I've started cooking my meat. Next, I'm gonna get started on the crust, the dough. So, same deal as that garlic bread. I'm gonna use the Ideal Protein potato puree mix. If you're doing alternatives or you don't have the potato puree, you can use a serving of plain unflavored protein powder in place of this. Next, some baking powder, a teaspoon to be exact. And then we're gonna do about a 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. And then any seasonings you want. So I like salt and garlic powder in mine, same way as I do like my garlic bread. Okay, you can do like Italian seasonings, oregano, basil, whatever you like. I'm gonna put my 1/4 teaspoon of Ideal salt into this crust. There we go. And we're gonna throw some garlic powder in there too. And then you just want to mix it up real good, really make sure that baking powder is spread right throughout this dry mixture. Alright, still just looking like a little powdery mixture there. Next up, I'm just going to grate about a 1/4 cup of zucchini into here. This is totally optional. I like it better with a little zucchini in there. Put some veggies in, add a little extra moisture because protein baking can be pretty dry. I put about that much in there. We're just gonna evenly try your best to mix it up, but it will disperse better when you put your wet ingredients in there. Next up, we're gonna add 1 whole egg, and it's probably best practice to crack the egg into a separate bowl, add all your wet ingredients in a separate bowl, mix that up real good, add the wet to the dry, but I just do it this way. I'm just letting you know. Crack that egg. Next, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Then we mix it up. Now, if the batter is too dry, you just add water as you go, as needed. Okay, so here's what my mixture is looking like. And I've preheated my oven to 350. And I've aligned a cookie sheet or pan with parchment paper. Parchment paper is your best bet for this kind of stuff. And we're just going to add this batter onto the pan and just spread it out into whatever shape you want. You can make it a square, you can make it a circle, I don't care. And you just want to spread it out as evenly as possible. This can take a little bit of time, needs a little bit of patience because the dough is fairly sticky. All right, guys, so just spread that guy all out there. This is what he looks like. Nice and flat. It'll rise up a little bit. So I'm gonna put this in my oven that's heated at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. Check on it at 10, just make sure it's not burnt up. 12 minutes is usually how long I go with it. Put her in the oven. And while that is in the oven, I'm going to cook my vegetables that go on top of it. You don't have to do this if you don't mind your vegetables a little raw, because I cook them up, then I put them on the pizza and I put the pizza back in the oven for a little bit, just because the sauce doesn't get warm. So if you're fine with just throwing everything on raw and putting it back in the oven, you can do that. It's just the vegetables won't be, cooked. They'll just be warm because you can't leave it in there. You can't put it back in for too long because the dough will burn. So yeah, I usually cook it up on the frying pan with the meat that I'm using. So my little bit of ground turkey is browned up here. And I'm going to throw my green peppers and mushrooms onto the pan. And I just let them cook up a little bit. I season them, salt, pepper, garlic, same way I do the meat. With the onions, you can't have cooked onions on Ideal Protein, so I just throw them on the pan at the end when I take the pan off of the heat, just to warm them up with the vegetables, and then I do put them in the oven with everything else. I only put them in the oven for a few minutes, so it doesn't really cook the onions, in my opinion. Now we clean as you go, because all we have left to do is wait for that dough to cook up, so I'm gonna clean up a little of it. Alright guys, so my dough is all ready. Looks really good, nice and lightweight. Now I'm just going to top it with some sauce and my toppings, and then I throw it back in the oven for a little bit just to get everything all warmed up together. So this is the sauce I use. It's just a Hunt's tomato sauce. Limited ingredients, all protocol ingredients. You can make your own sauce if you're keen. No big deal. So I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup of this, and I'm just gonna pour it onto the dough, or onto the crust, sorry. I'm just gonna spread it around with the back of my spoon until it's evenly spread. And I'm counting this as a 1/4 cup of veggies, so a 1/4 cup of tomatoes, which is an occasional vegetable. All right, so there is the crust with the sauce. I had to put you guys in like a weird angle because just so I could show you this. Next, I'm gonna add some turkey pepperoni. It's again, limited ingredients, protocol. Some coaches or places may say you're not allowed to have it. I have it every once in a while. I usually do this pizza like on the weekends, but I saved it for Monday because I film on Mondays and I want to show you guys. So I usually have it once a week on the weekends. Next, I'm going to add my veggies from my pan here. So this is my 2 ounces of ground turkey, my green peppers, mushrooms, and my red onion. So I'm just gonna pour that on top of the pizza and kind of spread it out evenly once it's all on there. Alright guys, so here's the pizza before it goes back in the oven. This is pretty much what it's gonna look like when it comes out, but I just put it in there for probably another 5 minutes, I would say. Sometimes I put it on broil if I feel like making the crust a little crusty. Just pop that in the oven again for 5 minutes or so and show you what it's looking like when it comes out. Okay guys, here is the finished product. It smells so good. I'm just gonna cut it up. I just cut it up into 4 little pieces now, and I get to eat this whole thing. So this is about 5 ounces of protein, 2 cups of veggies, and 1 unrestricted packet, as well as a teaspoon of oil and my salt for the day. So yeah guys, that's everything for this video. If you liked it and you want to see more just like it, give this one a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I will keep sharing my recipes and creations with you. Bye guys.